Have you ever wondered what could make a man walk away from $20 million in a single moment? Tom Hanks did exactly that in 1996, and the reason Hollywood tried to bury this story for years will change how you see him forever. If you love discovering the untold stories behind Hollywood's greatest legends, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell because we uncover the hidden moments that shaped the icons we know today. September 23, 1996. Los Angeles, California. 2:34 p.m. The set of The Manhattan Protocol was buzzing with activity. This was supposed to be the biggest thriller of 1997, a $120 million production with Tom Hanks attached as the lead. Warner Brothers had paid him $20 million up front, his highest salary ever at that point. Everything was perfect, on paper. But behind the cameras, something dark was happening. Something that would never make it into the entertainment news. Her name was Sarah Chen. She was 23 years old, a second-generation Chinese-American from San Francisco. She wanted to be a screenwriter, but in 1996, nobody was buying scripts from young Asian women. So she took any job she could get on film sets. The Manhattan Protocol was her biggest break yet. She was a set assistant, which meant she did everything nobody else wanted to do. She carried equipment. She ran errands. She was on set from 5 a.m. to midnight, earning $400 a week. But Sarah didn't complain. This was her film school. Every day she watched and learned, and she had caught someone's attention. Vincent Morello, the director, had noticed Sarah. But not for the reasons she hoped. Morello was 54 years old, a legend in Hollywood, known for his explosive temper and his wandering eyes. He had been accused of inappropriate behavior before, but the accusations always disappeared. Settlements were paid, NDAs were signed. In 1996, there was no hashtag #MeToo movement. There was no social media. There was only power, and Vincent Morello had all of it. It started small. A hand on Sarah's shoulder that lingered too long. Comments about how pretty she looked. Requests for her to come to his trailer to discuss her career. On September 22nd, it escalated. Morello called Sarah to his trailer at 11 p.m. He said he wanted to discuss promoting her. When she arrived, he locked the door behind her. He didn't rape her. She managed to fight him off and escape. But he made it clear that her career was over if she told anyone. He grabbed her wrist so hard it left bruises. Sarah ran home that night and didn't sleep. She thought about quitting. She thought about going to the police. But who would believe a nobody assistant over a legendary director? The next morning, Sarah came back to set. She didn't know what else to do. She needed the job. But something was different. She was shaking. She couldn't focus. She dropped a coffee cup and it shattered on the ground. When she bent down to clean it up, her sleeve rode up, exposing the dark purple bruises on her wrist. Tom Hanks saw it. He was walking to his trailer when he noticed the young assistant on her knees, picking up broken ceramic. He noticed her hands were trembling. He noticed the bruises. He stopped. "Hey, are you okay?" Sarah looked up, terrified. "I'm fine, Mr. Hanks, just clumsy." "That's not what I asked." Tom knelt down beside her. "I asked if you're okay." "I'm fine, really." Tom looked at her wrist. "What happened?" Sarah pulled her sleeve down quickly. "Nothing, I fell." Tom was quiet for a moment. He had been in Hollywood for over 15 years. He knew what those bruises really meant. "What's your name?" "Sarah Chen." "Sarah, if anyone on this set is hurting you, you can come to me. I don't care who they are." Sarah nodded, not trusting herself to speak. Tom walked to his trailer, but he couldn't stop thinking about those bruises. He made some calls, asked some questions, By lunch, he had his answer. Morello had a reputation, a bad one. At 2:34 p.m., Tom Hanks walked onto the set where they were preparing for the day's biggest scene. Morello was in his director's chair, barking orders at the crew. "Vincent, we need to talk." "Tom, we're about to shoot. Can it wait?" "No." Tom's voice was loud enough that everyone stopped what they were doing. "I know what you did to Sarah Chen last night." The set went dead silent. Morello's face went pale. "I don't know what you're talking about." "I think you do." Tom stepped closer. "I've heard the rumors about you, the settlements, the NDAs. It stops now. She's lying, whatever she told you. She didn't tell me anything. She didn't have to. The bruises on her wrist told me everything." Tom turned to Sarah, who was standing frozen in the corner. "Sarah, you don't have to protect him. Whatever he threatened you with, I promise I won't let it happen." Sarah was shaking. Everyone was looking at her. Her entire future hung in the balance. He called me to his trailer last night," she said quietly. "He tried to. I got away, but he said he'd destroy me if I told anyone." Morello exploded. "She's lying. This is a setup." Tom didn't even look at him. He walked over to Sarah and spoke quietly. "You're very brave, and you're going to be okay." Then he turned to the producers. "I'm done." The executive producer stepped forward. "Tom, let's not be hasty. We can handle this internally." "Like you handled it the last time, and the time before that?" "Tom, you're under contract. You walk off this set, we'll sue you." Tom stopped at the door and turned around. "Sue me. There's not enough money in the world to make me work with a man who hurts women." He looked at Sarah. "Come with me. Right now. You don't have to stay here." Sarah looked at Morello, at the executives, at the crew. Then she took off her headset and walked toward Tom Hanks. She wasn't the only one. 3 other women followed her. Then a cameraman. Then 2 assistants. By the time Tom walked off the set, 11 people walked with him. The production collapsed within days. No A-list actor would touch the project after word got out. The Manhattan Protocol was officially dead. $35 million already spent. Gone. Vincent Morello never directed another major film. Without a star like Tom Hanks, no studio would greenlight his projects. He faded into obscurity. Warner Brothers did threaten to sue Tom Hanks. Their lawyers sent letters, made demands. But then more women came forward with stories about Morello. The studio quietly dropped the matter. The last thing they wanted was a public trial. The day after Tom walked off the set, he called Sarah into his office. "What do you want to do with your life, Sarah?" "Not survive. What do you actually want?" "I want to write," she said. "I want to write movies." "Then write. Take some time. Figure out your next move. I'll make some calls, see if I can help you find work somewhere safe." "Mr. Hanks, why are you doing this? You barely know me." Tom leaned back in his chair. "Because someone did it for me once. A long time ago, when I was nobody, someone took a chance on me when they didn't have to. I'm just passing it along." Tom helped Sarah get a job at a small production company. Not as a writer, she wasn't ready for that yet, but as a development assistant. She could read scripts, learn the business, make connections. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't fast, but it was a start. Sarah spent the next several years working her way up. She read thousands of scripts. She learned what worked and what didn't. She wrote on nights and weekends, slowly getting better. In 2003, she sold her first screenplay. It wasn't a blockbuster. It was a small independent film that played at a few festivals. But it was hers. Today, Sarah Chen works as a script consultant in Los Angeles. She's not famous. Her name doesn't appear on movie posters. But she makes a good living, owns a small condo, and spends her weekends writing. She never became a big Hollywood player. That's okay. That was never really the point. The point was that she survived. She kept going. She didn't let Vincent Morello, or anyone like him, destroy her. Tom Hanks and Sarah don't stay in regular contact. That's not how life works. But every few years they run into each other at industry events. A handshake, a smile, a quick, "How are you doing?" "I'm good, Mr. Hanks, I'm really good." "Tom, call me Tom." "I'm good, Tom." And that's enough. Sarah keeps a newspaper clipping in her desk drawer. It's from 1996, a small article in Variety about production troubles on the Manhattan Protocol. The article doesn't mention her name. It doesn't mention what really happened, but she knows. And Tom knows. And sometimes that's all that matters. Years later, a journalist asked Tom Hanks about the movies he'd walked away from in his career. "Any regrets?" the journalist asked. "Not one," Tom said. "Some things are more important than movies. Some things are more important than money." "Like what?" Tom smiled. "Like being able to look at yourself in the mirror." The journalist pressed for details, but Tom wouldn't say more. He never talked about what happened on the set of the Manhattan Protocol. He never gave interviews about it. He never wrote about it in his memoirs. Some stories aren't meant to be told for publicity. Some stories are just between the people who lived them. Sarah Chen is 51 years old now. She still writes. She still dreams. And every September 23rd, she thinks about the day a movie star gave up $20 million to stand up for a nobody assistant he barely knew. Not because he wanted praise. Not because he wanted attention. Just because it was the right thing to do. That's the kind of person Tom Hanks is. Not the movie star, not the Oscar winner, just a man who decided that some things matter more than money, and walked away.